Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Friday night edition of the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute, where we're here and we're committed to solving the problems. My name is Denoris Wilson. I'm your host tonight. Tonight's guest is a young lady who is a professional stylist. Um, um, I want to call her like a motivational coach or a life coach, but I will let her explain to you exactly what describes her in a nutshell. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great interview. When I come back after the intro, I will introduce tonight's guest. So stay tuned, everybody.
Up, everybody. You reached DJ Pink Diamond of DCS Entertainment. Just want to wish everybody a happy holiday. And also, you rocking with Denoris Wilson of the BRI, which is Black Research Institute. Stay tuned.
Greetings. It's Tamika Bruce, founder and CEO of Face Love Cosmetic Artistry, and you're tuned in to the Black Research Institute with Denoris Wilson.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the BRI. As I said, tonight's guest is a personal or professional stylist. Like I said, I don't want to call her a life coach, motivational coach. I let her explain to her titles and her function and her purpose. So, everybody, welcome in Empress Shenel Bay.
Peace.
Hey, Empress, how are you?
I am
Peace.
wonderful. I am peaceful. I am positive. As you can see, I'm bright. I'm vibrant. I'm stylish.
Okay. So, before we start the interview, like I like to ask all of my guests, are you staying safe?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm always an individual who, you know, takes her health first and foremost because your health is your wealth. So I do a lot of holistic things at home. Of course, I'm always out in nature, and then I do lungs things. So I'm definitely keeping myself pretty healthy and pretty safe. Drinking a
Okay.
lot of water. Water is life. That's the key.
Okay. So, tell the people a little bit about Empress Shenel Bay.
Absolutely. What do you guys want to know? No. So I am a creative visionary. I'm a messenger. I know I was sent to this planet for a purpose. And I've battled over the years with, okay, how do I do this? How do I maneuver this? How do I push all this together with business, with spirituality, with health, with so much stuff? Who am I? And so, being on the journey, being on the search of who I am, really it started hitting me in these last 4 or 5 years. Like I said, you know, that I'm here as a messenger, I'm here as a creative. And so I have to walk in that purpose. And I can't just say, okay, this is what I want to do because it's not my will, it's the Most High's will. So I'm here by divine design. So I'm a fashion stylist. Yes, I love styling people. I've styled and worked with celebrities whom are super awesome. I also am a motivational speaker. I'm always helping people, motivating people. And then what's so crazy about that is when I speak and when I talk, it's like I'm also talking back to myself. I'm feeling the vibrations of energy. So I'm like, okay, I'm not just talking to the people, I'm talking to myself as well. That inner voice, that inner, ego self of me. I wouldn't call myself a life coach. However, it seems like motivational speaking and life coaching are kind of going together. So, yeah, that's me. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So that's me.
Okay, so when we in the were in the green room, I asked you, what did you think like attracted me to ask you to come speak on the show initial? Well, attracted me to even investigate about you initially.
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe my name,
Yeah, it's your name, but what part of your name?
the last name,
And which is
Bay, Bey. Because I know some people will be like, what is it? So the last name, which is Bay, Bey.
I I don't want to put you on the spot because you said I'm trying to blow you and put you on the spot. I'm not even trying to do that. I know what it means. I know what it is. I know what it's associated with. Right. So, but you tell the people what that name signifies.
So the last name Bay is a Moorish American name. There's Bay, Day, L. Um, there's a lot of those names. So yes, La. And for me, I got into this name and the whole Moorish American research and knowledge probably in 2016. So I had a near death experience. I had a completely different name, had a near death experience in Atlanta, lost my heartbeat, lost my pulse. So I died. But I'm here, I'm fine. And I felt like when I came back, I was like, something is not right. Everything feels weird. What is this? Why do I feel this? I began to see things that only people have experienced probably on YouTube videos or, movies. And I was like, am I going insane? Am I going crazy? What's wrong with me? How am I experiencing all this? I kept trying to block it out, but I couldn't. So I was going to church, but I removed myself from the church because I heard the Most High's tell me you're not going to receive and get what you need in order to fulfill and walk in your purpose in this church. So nothing against church people. You guys keep living your life. However, I was told that that was not how I was going to find who I was and what I was supposed to do on this planet. So I removed myself. Upon removing myself from the church, I felt awkward still, with the name I was born with. So I was like, let me do a little bit of research. This is crazy. Like, I don't, I'm not feeling my name. And so I start saying, I'm a queen, I'm an empress. I said, oh, Empress. I am Empress. I kept my middle name the same, which is Shenel. And then once I start looking at the Moorish American, history and where we came from, I start looking at those last names and I said Bay. And I was like, obey. Okay, be obedient. So, I'm like a law enforcer. I'm sent on this planet to be a messenger and help people, not like be the police, like, hey, you need to do this. But, I feel like being a leader in my community and being around people, a lot of people look up to me. So I was like, okay, this last name fits. I'm Empress Bay. That's who I am, and I'm a walk in it all day, every single day.
Okay. Well, I'm Denoris Wilson Bay. So
We brother and sister.
right. I got my bay in about 20 years ago, and the bays are the prototypes, right? Like they are supposed to be the walking example of how you're supposed to live your life.
Right,
That is how you teach. You don't teach by telling someone something. You teach by showing them, and that's
right,
what the bays are supposed to do. The L's are the enforcers. Like they are the ones that like, okay, you ain't acting right, so here I come. Like but so when I saw that, and I'm always on the lookout for entrepreneurs, but I'm also on the lookout for other Moorish Americans. Like I'm in a small town, so I don't really have a lot of contact with a lot of Moorish Americans.
right.
So um So whenever I see a Bay or a L or a Love, it's like, okay, let me check them out. Let me see what they're about. And then, you know, although I didn't see any association with the Morris Science Symbol of America, I'm doing a broadcast where I interview professionals. So I didn't see that. So I said, okay, let me check on her website. And then I went to your website. And when I went to your website, I saw that you were a stylist, and the website to me says I'm about my business. Like, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm about. And I was like, okay, it ain't just somebody who styled their cousin and took a picture in front of a mirror. It's this is somebody who takes this craft seriously, right?
Right.
And it sort of, and little do you know, it sort of fits with Bay. Like it sort of meshes with Bay, because the styling part is like you're in. You know what I mean? Like how you get in, like, and then you're able to teach that. Like, I mean, Jesus was a carpenter. Uh, you know what I mean? So it's, you need a way to get in, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So the style life, why that name?
Well, when I originally first started as a stylist, I only wanted to work with men. I was not trying to work with women. I was styled by Empress. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do, and this is how it's going to happen. And I only wanted to work with men. It was like women were coming my way, and I was like, no, I don't style women. I only style men. And so I just felt like I wouldn't say that failed. Like Styled by Empress didn't fail, but it was more of it was all about me and what I wanted to do. And when we're on this planet walking in purpose, it's not just about what we want to do. We have to walk in our divine purpose and the assignment that the Most Highs give us. And so I was like, okay, let me surrender myself and see what I'm supposed to be doing. I know that I'm supposed to be a stylist and helping people and connecting with them, but let me not be selfish or be all about just the money or just working with men. What is this? And so I woke up. I typically wake up at like 3, 4 a.m. with some kind of revelation, visions, messages. So I woke up at like 3, 4 a.m. and the Most High was like, the style life. And I was like, life, like we're living life, or life. Like I'm confused. So then it was like life, Lyfe. And I was like, Lyfe. Okay. That has to be some type of acronym, because it's not just, we're not just spelling it backwards or spelling it a different way. And so the acronym LIFE stands for Love Yourself Freely Every Day. And so that's when I started saying, okay, I see give me the nuggets, give me the vision. I'm ready. Like the style life. I am the style life. A man can be the style life. And because we all are on this plane in tune to love ourselves freely every single day. And so me styling someone is deeper than just putting them in a fancy outfit, going to a showroom, going to a boutique, pulling an outfit. It's deeper. It's me looking into their soul, deeply into their spirit, and saying, okay, yeah, I'm styling this person, but I'm helping them obtain themselves on a higher plane in their greatest version on this planet through love, through freeing themselves. So, dress how you want to be addressed. And so once all of that came into play, all of that was part of the vision. And I was like, okay, we rolling with the style life. We could go international, one person at a time. So each person I touch, each person I reach, I give them an experience. I'm not just pulling in their money or just taking their money. I give them experience. I connect with them on a soul to soul level, and really help them and say, hey, you know what? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? While I'm styling you. Tell me, like talk to me. So helping I'm really ministering to them, and then showing them my lifestyle and everything that I do and everything, how I walk. No, I'm not a perfect individual. And there may be a lot of stuff that I may not know as well, but I want people to look at me and say, okay, I see how she walks. I see who she is. I see how unapologetically herself she is. I want her to style me because I want to
Right.
feel what she's feeling.
Well, I equate that to when I used to wear a Caesar haircut, like a temper taper.
Gotcha.
Before I went in the barbershop, I felt a certain way. Like
Mm,
I like it. I just felt a certain way. But after I got out of that chair and looked at my hair and looked at myself in that mirror, the man that showed me the mirror, I done looked at the mirror in the back of the seat, and I walk outside that barbershop. It wasn't no woman that I couldn't pull at that moment, right?
mm,
Like I just felt like good,
right.
like I felt like and people say, well, that's listen, you need to you need to catch joy wherever you can, like
Yes.
wherever you can catch it, you need to catch joy wherever, if it's in how you dress, if it's in the car you drive, catch that joy and enjoy
Mm,
that joy. You know what I mean? And
right.
and I think what you do is you allow people a way to catch and experience that joy, that confidence, that I do look good, or you know, I'm wearing this suit, or you know what I mean? Like, so I can see you doing that. But when you're styling a person,
Hmm.
what's the, what is the procedure? How do you, let's say I wanted you to style me, what would be the first thing I would have to do?
First and foremost, I would get you to fill out a consultation form so that I can see if we are even a good fit or not. Because once
Okay.
again, because I'm not chasing people, because I'm not chasing money, I'm aligning and walking and chasing my purpose. I have to make sure that you and I are going to be a good fit, because if we're not going to be a good fit, then I can't even style you. I would have to refer you to somebody else. So that's first and foremost. I have to, I send all my clients, I would send you a consultation sheet and say, hey, go ahead and fill this out. This is the first part of the consultation. Then we get on the phone for 15 minutes and I get to know you. When I say I dig, like in those 15 minutes, I dig because I already looked at your consultation sheet and seen why you wanted me, why you wanted the style life to style you. So now it's time for me to dig just a little bit further. Tap into your spirit, tap into your soul and your mindset and see where exactly we're going with this. From that 15-minute consultation, then we set up 30 minutes to an hour of a full consultation to where, I'll take your measurements, I provide you with style tips, I do a mini closet cleanse and look at your closet to see exactly what we're working with, if we need to go shopping or if we need to take pieces from your closet, or if we can go ahead and go online and find you some pieces just to make sure your closet is adequate for what you do as a person, as a profession, and how you want to be represented and how you want people to perceive who you are. So once we do that, then I ask you, okay, which package would you like? Because I have three main packages with the Style Life. I have the shopping concierge, and then I have the styling concierge, and then I have the VIP package. So based on exactly what you're needing, say if you want to go to a gala, then that would be something like the VIP concierge, to where we're setting up a private fitting with, you know, a a a company of your choice. I kind of do research to say, okay, if he wants to go to a gala, then that means we need to look at suits and we need to make sure these suits are going to be fitted towards who he is. We're taking your style to a whole nother level if you're going to a gala. Like, you can't just wear anything. So we set that up. We also do a photo shoot with that VIP concierge. So you'll be able to have photos. You can use them, to represent yourself, put them on your website, put them on your social media handles, all that good stuff. So those are the three main packages that we have at the Style Life. But then we also have a custom package for people who are couples who want to be styled, or if someone is virtual and they want virtual styling. So, and then of course, I have my celebrity package where I work with the celebrities.
Okay. So how
So that
long you been doing styling professionally?
I have been a stylist. Well, I started the Style Life in 2019. Officially, we launched. But before that, I worked with a couple of fashion designers. I also modeled, and then I went to styling school. So I went to School of Style to obtain a certification to do what I'm doing. And then I
Nice.
continue to take more courses in education just so I can, stay professional and stay up to date on, the latest trends, how people are, body types, all that good stuff.
In your profession or in your professional point of view, what does being styled do for a person?
It boosts their confidence to a whole nother level. A lot of people, so even for me, when I look at a person like Janelle Monet, and I have to use her, I love, love Janelle Monet. When
I
I
like
look
her
at
too.
Yes, like she's unapologetically like amazing.
Her
She's
herself.
herself. She
Herself.
loves to dress. She knows, Black power, just all that good stuff. She does not care what other people say of her, regardless. So even
Mhm.
someone on her level who can dress, you still need a stylist for different reasons. You have people like Janelle Monet who needs a stylist as convenience. You may not want to dress yourself, so you need a stylist as convenience. But then you have people who, like a lot of women that are CEOs and big time, six-figure millionaire earners as entrepreneurs, you'd be surprised on where their confidence level is, really. Like a lot of them may appear confident because they have these amazing businesses, they're extremely successful, but they're not necessarily confident. So me as a stylist stepping in, I'm like, girl, let's get you styled. You're a successful entrepreneur, you're a successful woman. Let's redo your closet and get you in some pieces to where when you step out, you don't have to hide who you truly are. You're not hiding behind your success and that six-figure income, because a lot of people look up to people who are six-figure earners, who are millionaires. They're not necessarily paying attention to their confidence or their style. But me as a stylist, I can look at these people and tell, yeah, they're successful. They can give amazing tips when it comes to business, but I see where they lack their confidence. That's because on the spiritual side of things, I can feel their energy. And so that's when I step in and say, okay, let's style you. Let's get you styled. So when I style these people, I'm grabbing their pieces, putting their touching them on a soul to soul level and just feeding them that positive energy and saying, hey, look, we working on love. What this should make you feel like love. This color right here, this is pink, this is red. We helping your root chakra. We doing some grounding. Okay. So this is how I talk to my clients. And they're like, okay, this is a whole experience. And I'm like, absolutely.
Nice. So you sort of like the live version of those clothing companies that come in a box every month. You like the
Like,
live version of them.
absolutely. And I actually worked with a company. I actually worked with a company called Alloon. And I don't have anything negative to say about them, which is why I said their name. Um, the thing I liked about Illume versus some of the other companies that have the clothes that come in the box is we were able to put the lookbooks together for the customer. We were able to have consultations and talk to the customer and put a lookbook together so the customer can say, okay, I like that. I'm going to order that, versus just putting stuff in a box and sending it to the customer so that they can try on. Nothing against that, but I feel like that doesn't really give the customer the experience, that one-on-one experience that they truly desire, that would make a customer say, I need this stylist.
Well, I think like for the most part, whenever you try to cookie cutter anything, like when you try to cookie cutter it, like you the part that's gonna be cut the most is customer service. Like, you know what I mean? Like personal care. That is gonna be cut out, right?
Right.
So, but for the money some of these box company charge, now you get a good value. I think you get a good value for what you pay,
Right.
but we have to understand the economics of it. How many people who actually could use the service for motivation and you know what I mean? Like just making them feel better about themselves can afford it, right? Like
That's
that can afford,
that's
right?
true.
So you like those companies. I think they sort of dying out now because they sort of price themselves out, right? They price themselves out, and then with the pricing them out, they doesn't have that personal touch like you do. Like I know if I'm going for somebody to style me, I want one person taking my measurements, giving me coffee. Do you need a cigar? You want a cigar? Like I want to feel like, I'm the president of the United States when I'm getting styled,
Right.
and it's the same thing with any type of service like that. If I go to my barber got to have a certain amount of decorum, right? Like a certain amount of decorum when he's cutting my hair. So I I think like you, if you not if I know you're gonna stick with it because this is your purpose, but the more you stick with it, the more people are because people are really lazy, right?
I didn't want to say that, but
But they are they're really
they are.
lazy, right? They're really lazy, and as the economy starts coming back, you know what I mean. People are like, man, I gotta go somewhere, but I don't know what to wear. Oh,
Right.
let me call Empress. You
Absolutely.
understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna get like that, and I think everything like it's just people are lazy. People don't want to think, Empress.
They don't. They
I've
don't want to.
seen people go. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say they don't want to think for themselves. And that's a part of the problem we have in society. A lot of people don't want to think for themselves. They want to allow other people to think for them, you know, and it's a thing of it does not you once again, I was when I said earlier, I don't know it all. However, I still think for myself. I can still go in and do my own search and research and or sometimes go in nature and meditate and receive the messages like, I don't know what this means, but we go roll with it, or come to someone like you who has 20 years of knowledge and say, hey, when I was meditating, this is what came up. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but can you guide me and direct me? And I do have people in my life to where I'll do that and be like, hey, can you guide me and direct me? Because I was meditating or I seen this and I'm not sure exactly what it means, but I'm coming to you. So I think a lot of people
Right.
don't want to do that. And that's what the problem is. They don't think for themselves, then they won't reach out and ask for help. And me, I'll do both. I'll think for myself, but I'll also reach out and be like, hey, help me. I need heck yeah, I need help, please.
I'm opposite of you in that regard. Like I try to find a way to make it work, right? Like and a lot of times I don't find that way because I'm hard headed, right? Because I'm hard headed, but I try to find a way to make it work. Like for example, I know that I can use your services, right? I know I
Right.
can, right? But I'm that type of person that'd be like, I can do what she do, right? I can if she can do and it don't look nothing like what you do at the end. Like it didn't it doesn't look nothing like you do because in doing something, it's not about what you get. It's about how you do it. It's like the style that the person is doing it. Like I tell people all the time, just because you got two turntables don't make you a DJ,
Mm, that part.
right? So if people would understand, like, that's not your lane, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's just not your lane. Go get
Right.
somebody that's their lane and let them do their job, but that's not your lane,
Right.
right? And I think people are understanding now, because I hear a lot of people say, I gotta live out my purpose. I gotta live out my purpose, right? I think people are understanding now, like, whatever gift that I think that I have, my purpose has to be tied into that.
Mm.
Like, whatever gift that I think I have, my purpose has to be tied. And I think a lot more people are coming to that awareness
Right.
than you think it is, than you think it is. Like, and with you're a recent convert to that awareness as well, right? So
Absolutely.
when you became aware that your gift has to be grounded in your purpose, how did that feel?
Um, it was a surreal feeling. Honestly, I felt like there were it was tingly, as I like to call them, tingly feelings, butterflies on the inside, like, okay. Because at first, like I said, when I had that near death experience, I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be this spiritual teacher and this spiritual leader because, you know, I have a big sister and we're like best friends. And I see her and I'm watching her and how knowledgeable she is. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting all these messages and being gifted. Okay, I'm supposed to be in the spiritual realm. And she kept telling me, walk in your purpose and walk in your light because people are going to be drawn to you on a spiritual level, regardless if you are a fashion stylist, doctor, basketball player. She said, but I want you to find your purpose and walk in that. And you don't necessarily have to be doing something, spiritually, like all these other teachers and, card readers and stuff like that, just to fulfill your purpose. And I was like, okay, it's not making sense. So I had to meditate, and really go to the Most High. Like, how do I have all these gifts, but I'm passionate over here in this area of fashion? None of this is making sense to me. Am I supposed to be an entrepreneur? Am I supposed to be a scientist? Like, what am I supposed to do? And so I just, at first, I was like, okay, I'm confused. So I was like, but I'm just going to walk in this. I'm just going to walk in this journey, continue to do the work, continue to heal myself, and then let it just all come to me. And so
Mhm.
each time that I would wake up at 3, 4 a.m., it's like fashion would come up, styling would come up, but it would come up to where it was like, remember when you were overweight? Remember when you had that hardcore depression and you just wanted to make yourself look and feel good, but you didn't know how?
Mhm.
And so all of that, then I just got the revelation like, okay, so I can be this fashion stylist. I can also have these spiritual gifts, be this motivational speaker and entrepreneur. And all of this is my purpose. I am walking in my purpose on purpose. Okay. Because I'm able to touch people. Once we do that consultation and we're talking and we're chatting it up, that's a different experience. That's on a deeper level. So once I figured out all that and got to see all that, it was like, yay, everything is going to come together. I'm excited. I'm happy because I guess you can say I'm a millennial. I was born in 86. Millennials, we like to microwave, rush stuff. A lot of my generation loves that. Okay, I need it now. I need it now. I want it now. No matter what any millennial says, I promise. They want the microwave stuff. They want the stuff to happen fast, but if we can just be patient enough, we have not been left. The messages are going to come if we just be patient and wait and just continue to work on self and tap within self and be in tune within self. Then everything will be unveiled. And once I started doing that, then everything became like, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm happy. Like I said, I felt the butterflies. I felt the excitement like, okay, I can do this. And so because at first I did not want to work with celebrities. I was like, I don't who they're self. I felt like they were different than your everyday person. I felt like they were selfish. I felt like they weren't going to be understanding, until I worked with this, till I start working with celebrities. And they're just like me and you. They've just been on TV, been on movies, been in music videos, stuff like that. They're just like me, you and I. And a lot of them want a real person like me to come in while I'm styling them and talk about, purpose and, walking in purpose and being on purpose and, tapping within yourself. And then they're like, okay, then the kind of people I like to be around. I want to be around somebody like you because you're able to get me. They don't just see me as somebody just throwing them clothes like, okay, here, you putting on this. They're like, Empress, keep being yourself. So
Mhm.
that's all I can be is myself. And either people are going to adapt to it and love it, or they're not. And I'm okay with
Were
that.
you were you nervous when you came to that realization?
Um, I think I was a little nervous. Honestly, I think I was a little nervous because I felt like people weren't going to understand me. They weren't going to understand that, yes, I'm a fashion stylist, but I'm a spiritual being first. And if I'm styling Denoris, I don't care if Denoris is going on the Oprah Winfrey show. If I feel your spirit and something is not right and I'm receiving that, then it's my job, because it's my purpose, to touch you and say, you know what? Hey, I'm just sending you some positive vibes right now. I know we silent and that's cool and that's business, but I'm sending you some positive vibrations because I feel something is going on with your spirit. You're worried about something or whatever the case may be. And I was always nervous and worried how people would accept that, or accept me giving them messages that I'm receiving, or look at me like, is she crazy? But nobody ever does that. When I give
What
somebody messages, they receive them and they're like, you're gifted. You need to keep walking in that gift, no matter how a person is going to receive it. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
nervous of
yeah.
what people were going to say.
You was nervous what?
I said I was so nervous of what people was going to say. I thought people would be like, is she crazy? Is she crazy? What is she saying?
For me, I I had to stop worrying about what people was gonna say.
Right,
I if I believe and have faith in whatever it is that I'm saying is the truth, and if I believe and have faith that whatever it is that I'm saying is the truth, then the only thing that I need to be or concern myself with is my delivery.
right,
Like that's the only thing I need to concern myself with. Once I realize that, it's like, cause I always think about like stuff like this. You have little kids, man, and they running around in the yard, and every time that they get to this one spot, right, they may trip, but they keep running around the yard and they may trip. One of them kids gonna say, "Nah, I'm not gonna go that way." Eventually, one of them kids are gonna say that,
right.
but it took them tripping
Mm,
over and over again to actually learn the lesson.
right,
So once I realized it takes a lot of people, it takes people maybe more times than it took you to learn a particular lesson. They not where
right,
you are. They haven't experienced the things that you experienced. Only thing that you can do is be an example of how it's supposed to be, speak truth into their life, and then whatever they decide to do with it, that's on them.
right,
That you like think people like yourself and me in the beginning, you trying to save people, right? Like you
right,
trying, but you can't save people. you can only inspire them. They gotta
That's
say it. Like they gotta say themselves. So and I would gather when you're doing your styling, what draws people to you is you're not trying to save them, right? You speaking to their spirit. You're not trying to save them,
right.
and that's what I got from looking at your page, looking at your site. Like it's not about listen to me, I'm right.
Right.
Your page doesn't say that. Nothing that you do says that, and it's saying, I gotta get, and I like the fact that you understand and know and would tell people, I got a gift. I got a gift. Because a lot
Absolutely.
of people won't do that. You a lot of people are not gonna they too worried about what people think. But you came out when I asked you what did you do? You said, well, I am a visionary. I have a gift. And then and the exact words, I have a whole story. That's what you said.
Absolutely. Because when you have a near death experience, it's like a cord is cut. You die to
Yeah.
your flesh, you die to that old you. So there is no more going back to that. There is no, I'm going to be afraid because it's either a person is going to get it or they're not going to get it. That's just like all the different religions. All the different religions don't matter because how a person receives and finds themselves and finds the Most High as God, whatever they call the creator source, that does not matter. What matters is if they're going to be on that right path and find it. And when I realized that, that's what made me say, "Oh, nope, it really doesn't matter." I am gifted and I'm going to tell people this, and whether they receive it or not, that's on them. That's not on me. Because like you said, it's not my job to save a person. It's my job to inspire a person and help them save themselves. Help them to see themselves whichever way they want to seek. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong because they're trying to convert people to believe in what they believe, or trying to convert people to be Moorish American, trying to convert people to be Christian or Muslim or Buddhist. And it's like, stop trying to convert this person. You can't convert this person. You need to inspire them so that they can seek within themselves and find that energy of what they're supposed to find within themselves. Now, whether they get it through a different religion than what you are, that's not for you to judge. That may be their pathway, and that may be how they are able to find and obtain and balance their higher self with their lower self. And a lot of people don't get that.
You know what's funny? What's funny to me is that all religions, right? Modern religions, anyway,
Right,
they they have one God,
right,
right? All of them have a heaven or a hell.
right,
Like heaven is the reward, hell is the punishment, and
right.
everybody on earth in all these different religions are all striving to get to heaven,
Correct.
right? So that means in all these religions, no matter what the name is, no matter what you call the creator, no matter what you call the heavens or hell, no matter what the name is, it's the same place, right? Like it's the same place. It's the same place. But what happens is, if you're Asian, you speak a different language. So the creator, the creative energy is going to bring you a messenger in a language that you can understand,
Correct.
right? He ain't gonna, you Asian, why would he bring you African speaking a different language? Like how you gonna get the message,
Exactly.
right? So I, I don't understand how people just look at different quote unquote religions and just try to take away everything that they're different when they're so much alike. Like there's more alike in all the religions of the earth than
That's
there
what
are differences.
I tell people that all the time, especially if I get someone, who's coming at me like if I have on my Ankh necklace, they're like, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it means life." And they're like, "But not a cross." And I said, "Well, why would I wear something that means death? And I know what it means. Why would I wear that? Why not wear life? Like I've already had a near death experience, so I'm not gonna wear no cross, and it means death to me. Absolutely not." And then they look and they're
It's,
not saying anything, and I'm like,
it's,
"Yeah, like back up, like leave me alone."
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's funny you said that. Comedian Dick Gregory said, I can't remember what show it was, but he said the cross back during Jesus' time was the Romans equivalent of the electric chair,
Mm,
right? It,
that part.
it was capital punishment. He said, so if Jesus came today and they killed him in the method that they killing people today, which is the electric chair, are you trying to tell me 2,000 years later people be walking around with electric chairs around their neck?
That part. That part.
when, when I heard it was sort of like a joke, but like when you really think about it, like,
It
like,
makes
like,
sense.
like, right. So when when you say that, when you say the aunt and the cross, like when you really do history, you understand that the cross is a remix. It's a P Diddy of the aunt, right?
Right.
Right. That's what it really is. It's a P Diddy of the aunt, right? And I have one. I have a cross, right? I have
Gotcha.
one, and my grandfather gave this to me at my wedding,
So it's
and
meaningful.
exactly,
It's
it
meaningful.
doesn't right. It doesn't mean to me what it may traditionally mean to
Right.
someone else. For me, this is something my grandfather gave me.
So that's sacred. That's sacred.
Exactly.
Because my
Exactly.
my grandmother, you know, was, she of course, grew up in the church, but she was heavily involved in the church as a Baptist.
Mhm.
And when I look at her and her principles and everything she stood for, helping the sick people, helping people when they were sick, giving people money when they really needed it, not judging people, not caring what their religion was, not judging people, but really doing the work and being the missionary and being of service, being a servant leader. That is what made me say, okay, no matter what grandma's religion, what it didn't matter. Grandma was different. So I always tell people
Mhm.
my grandma was different, because my biological father is a pastor and he thinks I'm insane. However, I'm still like, just because you a pastor and you have your own church doesn't mean, and and my mom brought me up one way does not mean I have to stay that way. That's how y'all raised me. But I'm my own person now. And how I find this relationship, let me have my relationship because I'm not out here hurting nobody. I'm not out here harming nobody. I'm spreading love. I'm spreading peace. So I don't care if I say the creator, source, the most high. If I get out there and if my feet are planted in the ground and I'm receiving sun, leave me alone. Just leave me alone because I'm not bothering nobody.
Hey, Noah left his parents.
See?
Noah left his parents. He left his parents. His parents did not get on the boat. He left them.
Yeah, I would have too.
right? And I try to, my mom is Sister Amen, right? That's my mom, like, and I love her to death, but that's her, but that's her
Right.
walk. Right.
Right.
That's how she, gets through her life and her day, and finds joy and peace in her existence in that
Right.
way. There's nothing wrong with that. Like,
Right.
nothing at all. So I'm with you. Like, your relationship with the universe and with the creator is personal. It's between you and the universe and the creator. And
Absolutely.
it's for you to establish, like,
Exactly.
you, right? Like, yeah, you go to church when you're young so that you understand not how to worship God, but that there is one. Right?
Right.
Right,
Exactly.
that there is one. You ain't I don't bring me to church, and it's almost like taking me to the ballot box and telling me who to vote for.
Mm, that's good.
Right?
That's exactly what it's
No,
like.
you're right. So, but you supposed to bring me to church. I mean, the church, to let me know the existence of the creator, that the
Right.
creator exists. So, but different strokes for different folks, Empress. You
And
know,
and
all
and
we
that's what I always
all we
say.
do is living our purpose.
I just tell them, hey, peace, love, and balance. No worries. Whatever your walk is,
Right.
that's your walk. I don't judge people on what they eat. That's not my business. I know what I eat and what works for me and what makes me stronger and be able to continue to receive the messages. I know what I eat. I can't tell nobody else what to eat, but I do see a lot of people being inspired by, my healthy living, my healthy eating. And I just tell them, it keeps me alive. It's what works for me.
I just think, like,
Plus, Brian is always watching, so I got to make
oh,
sure.
of course,
Mr.
of course.
Mr.
Mom,
Moss is
Mr.
always
Mom.
watching since he's my personal trainer. Like, oh, Empress, you went to Cheddar's, and I'm like, what? What you mean? I gotta have a cheat meal. I gotta enjoy life.
Hey, I say this, man. I say the creator put everything on earth for us to use for our benefit and pleasure in moderation.
Yes, I agree.
In moderation. I think everything is available for us. I think
Absolutely.
everything is available for us in moderation. In moderation. You know what I mean? So when, but most of us are not too moderate in our enjoyment of things. you,
Yeah,
we tend to overdo it, tend
we
to
get
have too many McDonald's burgers, right?
right.
I know I did. I know I did. But and then you tell yourself you're not gonna do it and you're gonna work that off, but it never happens. But see, you got good weather. You in Texas, you got good weather.
We got bipolar weather. Texas is ooh, ladies, I love y'all. I'm a woman, right? However, Texas is like a woman. One day, Texas is hot and sunny and happy, right? Then the next day, Texas is cold and rainy and oh, I don't know what I want to be.
Mm,
So that's Texas right now. Because earlier it was hot and pretty. Now it's cold outside and it seems like it's gonna rain. So it's like w-
mm.
like we have four seasons in one day.
Wow. But when y'all have a good stretch, it's a good stretch. Like, y'all don't have a real winter.
No, we might have one this year though.
Yeah. Well, hey, this year it ain't 2020. This year has officially been renamed to Murphy's Law. So whenever somebody asks you, well, what happened in 2020? You mean what happened in Murphy's Law? It's
What
Murphy's
happened
Law.
to Utah? And they probably go,
Murphy's Law. Look, whatever could have happened this year happened.
it did. And it's content. And today is just the 18th. We're not done yet. The universe is not done. It's more, more to come between now and the first.
Mm. Well, I'm just gonna continue to be safe. I'm not worried. You
No.
know, I don't worry. I don't worry anymore. I don't like I used to being an entrepreneur and you starting out, you don't know where your money gonna come from. You don't know how you're gonna get it. You know, you spend a lot of nights trying to figure out ways to bring the money in and but then I realized like if this is my purpose, if this is my purpose, and if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, the only person that can mess that up is me.
The Most Highs will always provide. You have a you have a good spirit. I'm in tune with your spirit, and I can feel your spirit, and I can feel you have a good spirit. So by you being obedient and walking in your purpose, then the overflow of abundance is going to come in your life, whether it be from monetary or other ways in abundance. But it's gonna come. It's coming for you. You just have to believe and
Right.
go. It's your time to really believe and go get it.
Okay, well that's what I'm trying to do, Empress. Trying to do. Nah, that's what the BRI is about, though. Like, I wanted to bring and showcase, and I don't want to say ordinary, like not ordinary people, but just
Extraordinary people. We extraordinary.
extraordinary, but people you can touch, though, people you can see on a daily
Exactly.
basis, right?
Right.
Right, those people, because I think for a long time we tend to look for people who are, I'm not even gonna say that they're at an elevated state, but in a, let's say this, in a higher tax bracket,
Mm-hmm.
right? That they're in a higher tax bracket. So we look for them to tell us who to vote for, tell us what to eat. That's what advertising is all about. Tell us what shoes are hot, tell us what dresses are hot. We look for them, right? But it's people like you that's right here. And this is what you do for a living.
Absolutely.
And those people and those people that they use to advertise us with, those people, they hire people like you,
Surely do. They
right?
hire me and say, "Hey, what do you think of this right here? What do you think of this particular company that I'm going to partner with and work with that is going to pay me to wear their clothes that I don't know anything about? So can I pay you to tell me something about their clothes so that I'm able to advertise and wear their clothes and get them more business?"
Right. Right. Exactly.
And most of the
Exactly.
time, it's all about the money. With the
Mhm.
majority of people, with the majority of companies, let's not get on the medical industry, you know.
Right.
It's
So
all about
so
the dollars.
I want to I want to showcase people like you, people like Brian, um, just people that people can touch, like they can actually touch, and be close to, and don't have to look for a celebrity or a star to tell them different things, because we have
Well,
we have dope people right in communities.
right. Well, you know what's funny that you say that? One of the celebrities that I styled told me that money doesn't change a person, because he's in that industry. He said it's not the money that changes the people. Those people were already who they were. And then when they got that money, it just enhanced what was already there. He said, "So check this. You're Empress. You're authentic. You're real. You down to earth. You got this spiritual vibe going on with you. So even when you're a millionaire and you're making and bringing in these millions, you're still going to be that person. You're still going to be the person that people are able to touch. People can sit down and have a conversation with you just because riding around driving my Aston Martin. People can still come to me. People can still touch me. I don't care if I'm driving around in that Aston Martin. What you want to know about this car? I'm that person because that's really when people are going to listen to me. They listen to me now, but when they see me pulling up in that Aston Martin, like even when I styled those celebrities and posted it on my social media, I noticed a immediate attraction start coming in. And at first I always said, oh my gosh, it's gonna bother me when I start, blowing up and making it here. But it didn't bother me because I know that in order to reach people, they got to see typical things like that. They have to see the typical stuff. They have to see Empress walking around with the YSL bag or, with some red bottoms hanging out with Janelle Monáe or Jay-Z in order for them to listen to me. And I'm okay with that. If that's what y'all need to see in order for me to reach you, then that's cool. Let me do that so I can reach you.
Because that's the objective anyway. That's the objective.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what that's what most people see. They see, they see the typical stuff. They want the typical. They want that person, you know, riding around in the nice car with the big house, all that stuff, talking to them so that they'll listen. You know, that's what they want. That's what people want. So, once again, because we were all placed on this planet to walk in our purpose and to do what we're supposed to do in alignment with our purpose, however and whatever we need to do, as long as we're not selling our souls, then we're in a good place. We're in a good alignment. We doing what we need to do in order to reach the people we need to reach. We're not for everybody, and we're not supposed to be for everybody. But we are those leaders who people are following, who people are inspired by and looking up to. So we have a duty, not to just ourselves, not to just the creator, and of course our ancestors, but we have a duty to the people to be and continue to vibrate on that higher frequency, to elevate and obtain that balance so that they'll see the example of what they really are supposed to be.
And that's where Empress comes in, huh?
That's where Empress comes in. Absolutely.
Okay. So tell people how they can get in contact with you. Your social media. I got a surprise for you, but you can tell people how they can get in contact with you.
So you guys can reach me on my Instagram. I have two Instagram accounts at The Style Life. Remember, life is spelled Lyfe. Love yourself really every single day, no matter, even if you mess up. Even if you mess up, love yourself. Like, we all mess up, literally. So at The Style Life. And then my other Instagram account is at Empress, EMPRESS _the_stylist. You'll find some style tips. I like to share other people's, I'm a supporter. So I love to support other people. I share, so many people's things on my stories. So you may find a good style. Great. I'm really into sustainable and thrift. So I'm really falling into that a lot for the health of the planet, for the health of myself, for the health of everybody else. So you'll start seeing a lot of sustainable and thrift tips coming soon on that page. And then on Facebook, same thing, The Style Life and Empress the Stylist. But then I have a whole Facebook page too, Empress Shenel Bay. I go live on my page. I give you guys motivational and inspirational tips, but I'm also talking to myself. So come follow
Okay.
me. Come inbox me. But men, if you're going to inbox me, please stay professional. Don't inbox me no craziness, right? Because then I'm going to get Denoris on y'all.
Oh no, I'm staying out of that. You good. You Empress, you good. Me. the thing is, if they looked at your page, they should already know that they need to come professionally. If they're
They
gonna
better.
inbox you, like that shouldn't even be a question. You know, like it just I don't know,
Absolutely.
I don't know. But so, Empress, I want to thank you. Um, we've been on an hour and 5 minutes, and it doesn't feel like it. Like it amazes me how time flies. Did
Because
you did you enjoy?
you're an amazing person. Like I said, I
Oh,
feel your spirit. I feel like you're an amazing person. So, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for
oh
this
no.
show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, and I tell people all the time, I kind of don't know what to say when people say that about the show, right? Like I thank you. I know to say thank you, but honestly, I'm doing what I've been led to do,
Oh, I love
right?
it.
Like this is honestly, I've been led to do this. If you notice, I don't ask people to subscribe, join, none of that. I don't ask
You
them to
don't?
do none of that. I I've been led to do this to showcase people like yourself, and that's what it's about for me. That that's what it's about, and I enjoy it. I get to meet dope people like you, and expose your services and expose your energy, and you know, I not only are you a guest now, but we family. Like we family now. So I
Absolutely.
appreciate you, but before I let you go, there are two questions that I ask all my guests. So are it's tradition. Before you leave the BRI, you have to answer these two questions. So are
I'm
you
ready.
ready?
I'm ready. I stay ready.
Okay. So the first question is, what are you doing to push the culture forward?
Oh, I love that. I am number one, walking in my purpose. I am walking in I love my culture. I love my people. And sometimes I get angry when I see certain stuff on social media and I'm like, no, why are we doing this? I'm not gonna curse because I know we're live, but I'm like, why the F are we doing this? Like we have to stop doing this as a community, as people of color. We have to come together. And the more we come together, then the more these people will see that, okay, we can't just push them around anymore because we're here, we have voices. So I love, love, love to get out in the community to bring unity, to bring unity amongst the children, amongst the young teens, amongst my women, because I feel like as a woman, we are first of all, we're the future. We're the strongholds. A man is nothing without a woman. And by knowing that and by saying that, I'm going to step out and be that first example. So I'm always promoting unity in the community. I'm always giving back to the community. I give a lot of clothes to some of the homeless shelters around town here in Austin, Texas. And I'm working on a partnership to where I'm able to go in and pick a woman each month to style them. A lot of that can be often difficult. It may seem like, oh, it's easy to walk in and do. No, a lot of that, it's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of meeting the right people and getting stuff set up the right way. But, that's been one of my goals. Hopefully nobody steals my idea, but if you do, that's fine. I'm a creative visionary. So it'll just, something else will just come back to me. But that's one of the main things I want to do. Because that is my purpose and my passion, start giving people makeovers to make them feel good and really, really feel good, to promote other people giving back to the community where you can. You may not be the richest person in the world, but there's things like old clothes, canned goods, stuff like that you can give not just for the holidays, but start giving every week. You know, start giving every week. I'm always messaging and texting people, just letting them know, hey, I'm here for you. I appreciate you, or I see what you're doing on social media. Keep up the good work, keep thriving. really, keeping a close knit in our community so that I can tell people, hey, use your voice. You're you were given a voice. You have that throat chakra, utilize it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, you definitely pushing the culture forward. Okay. So next question. The next question is: I need for you to name me three famous Black people, and they can't be athletes or entertainers.
Okay. Asada Shakur. If y'all don't know who Asada Shakur is, please go look Amy up. Amy is on a whole nother level. Very empowering, very powerful. So Asada Shakur. I don't know. I've been channeling her spirit, her energy, and I'm like, okay, what is this? Why is this? But that's a whole nother subject. Um, Coretta Scott King,
Mm,
Miss Coretta Scott King,
okay.
and I'm gonna keep this women, I
All women.
men,
All women.
men, my melanated brothers, my kings. I love y'all, but I don't know. I'm just using my spirit right now. He told me to name three people, so I'm using my spirit right now. Dorothy Dandridge.
No, Dirty Dangerous. She was a trainer with she,
Oh, you said no entertainers. Okay, you said no
no
entertainers.
entertainers.
You
No
look at
entertainers.
you. You got me. You got me. Okay. Um, let's see. Shirley Chisholm.
Oh, oh my God. Listen to me. Listen to me, Chanel. Just before you said that, just before you said that, just before you said that, in my mind, Shirley Chisholm was in my mind. And
We in
this is
tune. Oh, I
I'm
believe
not
you.
joking.
I believe you.
It was right. That's why I jumped because first of all, it amazes me how I've had many people on this show and no one except you has mentioned Shirley Chisholm. And I'm like, how do you not mention? Listen, I was born in '68, so I'm about 20 years older than you. I didn't know who Shirley Chisholm was.
Right.
I didn't know who she was until I heard a rap song by Biz Markie. And
Mm,
Biz Markie, Reagan was the prez, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm.
mm.
And me being the type, I'm like, who is Shirley Chisholm? Like, I ain't see her on the ballot. But he wasn't talking about right then. Shirley Chisholm was the first Black person to get their name, first Black woman to get her name on a presidential ballot.
Hello.
So when that's amazing to me. That's that because just before you said it, I mean, it just popped in my head. Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm. Oh my God. Okay, so
Tune. We in tune.
okay,
We
you got Ashada, you got Ashada,
Asada Shakur.
you got you got Coretta
Coretta
Scott
Scott King.
King,
Absolutely.
and
Shirley
you got
Chisholm.
Shirley. Okay, so I got those down, and I got the interview. The next time you come on this interview, next time you come to the BRI, can't use them.
Okay.
Okay, you
I,
can't
listen,
you can use
listen.
anybody you want to use.
I got some powerful males too, so I'll save those for next time.
Yeah, and then plus you don't want to give people that may come on the show answers. So
Well, I can't give them
don't.
no answers because
Right,
I'm sure
right,
they're gonna
exactly.
watch the show and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna use this." No, no, no. You can't use that. I've already used it.
Right, exactly. So no, they can, but you'll be surprised about when I say no athletes and entertainers how stuck people get.
Really?
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
to, so you should promote them to do more research. They have to,
Well,
people have to learn to really research history and not because it's Black History Month.
well, remember what I told you what I'm here to do. I just want to be a spark.
I love
They
it.
gotta be they gotta be their own flame. Like they
I
gotta
love
like they gotta be I just want to be a spark. Because if they got stuck on that question when they got done with the interview, they should have said to themselves, like, I need to know more about me or more about us.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was in the federal colleges, that's what I was incarcerated. When I was in the federal colleges, this white guy came out. We was in the day room. He asked me, he said, what's the capital of California? Right?
Right.
So I said, that's easy. Los Angeles. He, he laughed at me, made me feel so small, said, no, it's Sacramento, dummy. I went,
Wow.
I went, I went back to my cell, got the dictionary, and memorized all 50 states and their capitals in alphabetical order. The very next day, went right back out to the day room and told them every state and their capital, and that has stuck with me. You're not gonna get me on the U.S. Capitol because
Right.
I live in the United States. I live in the United States. There's no reason why I don't know what the capital of every state is. At least that. And so I say that to say this, like when you gain information, like something has to be a spark for you to go even look for that information,
That's real.
right? Something has to be a spark. That's I just want to be a spark, just a spark.
Keep sparking. I respect it.
So that's why I do those. But let me do this outro. Hold tight. Let me do this
Okay.
outro, and because I need you to see this outro. Let me do this outro, and
Okay.
but but our part of the interview is over with, but I
Okay.
still need you to stay in the studio, okay?
I'm staying in the studio. Thank you so much. Gratitude.
Everybody, Miss Chanel, I mean Empress Chanel Bay. Thank you, sister. All right, let's go to the intermission.
Hey, everybody, this is Arthur Custodio Gomes, and I'm checking out BRI, Black Research Institute, with my brother, Denoris Wilson. So, check him out.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Paulette from Suitland, Maryland, and you're watching BRI Black Research Institute with my boy Denoris Wilson. Stay tuned.
Okay, I'd like to personally thank everyone for tuning in to the BRI tonight. Empress Shenel Bay dropped some real inspiring, uplifting knowledge on us. Make sure if you need any styling, any motivation, any inspiration, you check out her pages. The Style Life, and life is spelled LYFE. .com, the Style Life on Facebook, and Empress Shenel Bay on Facebook. I mean, that was a great interview. So I leave you as I always do. Everyone, happy holidays. Stay safe, stay blessed, and remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. Peace. What's up, everybody? My name is Denoris Wilson, and I'm the founder, creator, and CEO of the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute, where we're here and we're committed to solving the problems. It's not going to be a long video, something sweet, short, straight to the point. If you are an influencer, personality, content provider, content creator, you have your own show, you're thinking about doing a show, then I'm extending an open invitation for you to come to the BRI and let us broadcast your informational content to a different audience than the audience that you're presently capturing. If you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, inventor, financial specialist, real estate specialist, health specialist, trainer, fitness trainer, life coach, I'm also extending the invitation to you to come out and let the BRI interview you so more people will know about your product and services. Let's combine the forces of our prospective followers into one network and make history. So we can be reached at dcgrfx@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on our prospective social medias, Facebook and Instagram, username DCGRFX007. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. But until then, happy holidays, everyone. Stay blessed. And remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. All right.